Morning there, YouTube. All you vapors out there, welcome to my new channel. Welcome to Sue Vapes. I'm Sue, but I'm not a Sue. I am Sue. A Sue. I'm not a Sue. Yeah, I'm not a Sue. I'm not a Sioux Indian. I grew up in North Dakota, and the local university's team, the University of North Dakota's collegiate team nicknames were the Fighting Sioux. So I've always used that as a handle because in the military, when somebody finds out you're from North Dakota, the first thing that they say is, "Wow, I've never met anybody from North Dakota before." Yeah, so that's where I got the nickname. That's why I use the nickname. Why am I doing this channel? Good question. You ask very good questions. Yes, yes, you do. Um, Couple reasons. One, I'm a very passionate person, and I have a tendency of looking out there away from you as I formulate my responses. Uh, and once I find a cause to support, I uh, dive right into it. And I cannot think of anything better to support than personal vaporizers. I refuse. I refuse to call them e-cigarettes because this isn't a cigarette. It doesn't look like a cigarette. It doesn't act like a cigarette. There are no combustible products in this, with the exception of cotton. But if you're hitting cotton, you probably need to refill your tank. Uh, Using the term e-cigarette really weakens our cause because in people's minds it equates it to cigarettes. Well, it's not, not a cigarette, but it's still an e-cigarette. Uh, it. Don't use that. Don't use that term, people. This is a vaporizer. Okay. Once we get people to stop thinking e-cigarette and smoking, and start thinking vaporizer and vaping, half of our battle is won. So please don't use the term e-cigarette anymore, ever. And all you people who have registered, e-cigarette dot this, e-cigarette shop, blah blah blah, do your due diligence, help us out, and uh, move on to a different name because e-cigarette is killing us. Another thing that's killing us is calling this stuff e-juice. Okay, juices are something that come from natural products, organic fruits and vegetables that you can squeeze and come and become juice, and you can drink it. It's not an e-juice. It's an e-liquid. That's another thing that's hurting our cause. It's the terminology that came out of shorthand, 7, 8, 9 years ago, to describe to people what you're doing, and suddenly became part of the lexicon of this industry. Needs to change. Needs to change soon because we need to get public perception behind us in order to start striking back at some of the people that are trying to regulate. Uh, and I'm not saying that we don't need some regulation. Don't get me wrong. You don't want kids touching nicotine. You don't want kids finding open bottles of 100 milligram per milliliter of nicotine and drinking them because you forgot to put the flipping cap back off. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. Use your Google Foo powers. Horrible, horrible story. And of course, just like everyone else in this day and age in America, just because you left pure nicotine liquid unopened with an unattended child and the child drank it, it's not your fault. It's the company's fault for not providing it with a child-proof cap. But even if it had child-proof caps, the cap wasn't on it when the kid found it. Okay, let's start taking some personal responsibility here, America. I'm getting tired of all of this litigious behavior for, oh crap, I made a mistake. It must be someone else's fault. Stop it. Stop it. Time for a vape, sorry. As I told you, I can get passionate about things. Second reason, I retired from the Army after 27 years. 2-3 years ago. I've been doing this and that. I'm currently between projects. I've opened and sold off 2 businesses since I've been out, and looking for my next thing. Not sure if I found it yet. I've got a couple ideas floating around in the back of my brain housing. We'll see what pans out. But in the meantime, I'm bored. That's all it comes down to, so I'm bored. So you can expect a lot of videos. I'm going through a lot of different products, purchasing everything myself, and we will see what I can come up with. A lot of these posts are going to be, a lot of these videos are going to be advocacy related. Awareness of the fight that is ahead of us if we want to keep saving our lives, because that's really what it comes down to. Is this is a life-saving device, saving our lives by using a personal vaporizer, and not letting big pharmaceutical companies, big pharmaceutical conglomerates, or big tobacco take these away from us, because they want to. Why do they want to? Because it cuts into their bottom line, and they're beholden to stockholders who make more money than you and I can imagine. Okay, and they have to make sure that they make more money than you and I can imagine every single quarter. Why? Because if they don't, then their jobs are on the line. So they're going to do their damnedest to get these, regulated so heavily that it will be less convenient and less appealing for smokers to stop smoking. Big pharma is supposed to be part of this. The best thing is to get everybody to quit. Blah blah blah. Oh, guess what? When people quit, they stop using your cancer pills. You're going to take a hit on that. They'll stop using your smoking cessation products, Nicorette, Chantix, all of that stuff. Which, by the way, I've tried. All of them didn't work worth a diddly poop. It just, they did nothing to eliminate all of the things that go into smoking, which are so habit forming for me. Okay, I don't know about you, but I get off on a lot of things. But the reason why I kept going back to it was because of the rituals, mainly. The smoke and that nicotine rush, and actually it's probably a tar rush or a diactol rush, or formaldehyde rush, or whatever it is when you took the first smoke of the day. That was like an after side effect that was a really good thing. What was that? I don't know. But it was the ritual of it. It was the getting of the morning coffee, getting that all prepared, and then taking the stinky out, and getting all that stuff packed down, and putting it in, opening up the lighter, doing fancy lighter tricks, that first drag, and so hand to mouth ritual, nicotine addiction. This satisfies all of those for me. And it's the only smoking cessation product. And yes, I can say that because I'm not selling anything. This is the first smoking cessation product I have ever found that worked for me. And it worked for a lot of people I know that have tried to quit smoking for years, with many, many, many attempts, with many, many, many different treatments, cold turkey, hypnosis, Chantix, Nicorette, patch, substituting sweets. None of them worked. This? Yeah, this works. And it will continue to work unless the government gets in our way and restricts my personal freedom and my rights as an individual to enjoy myself and use what I want to use on my own body. There's been no health risks associated with this that can be proven. Okay, there are a lot of theories out there, and there's a lot of science on the, well, if we take this stuff and we, expose it to cells, lipid cells that are growing in petri dishes, and it causes this, that, and the other thing. Good. Okay. Let's find a vapor who has those symptoms, since you seem to think that they're so common. Oh, wait, you can't? Why? Why can't you find one? Sue needs to scratch his beard on that one, because that's a conundrum. That's what they call it there in them scientific peoples. That's a scientific conundrum. So you know what you do in scientific conundrums? You ignore it. You ignore the fact that none of this hypothetical disease and dangers to our bodies have actually occurred in real human beings. That's unimportant to the science, they will say. At the same time, they're blasting it all over the media that this is what happens. Okay, it's our job as passionate vapors to say bullshit. I see you. I see what you're doing. You're doing witch hunt science again, aren't you? Yeah, you found a witch. But she turned me into a newt. I'm not a newt now. I got better. Yeah, now I'm not a newt, and and this isn't a witch. Okay? This, and my microphone's doing funky things to this Under Armour shirt. Look at me. I'm an Under Armour cuz. I don't flipping know why I bought it, because it was yellow, probably. Witch hunt science. You can always tell a witch hunt science project because they always come out with these alarmist headlines. Saccharin causes cancer in laboratory mice. Okay, wow, that's when it starts causing cancer in animals, you can hypothetically, relate that back to human behavior. But you really need to look at the science that they're putting in there. The one that I use the saccharin in cancer all the time, or linking saccharin to cancer all the time. Because a study came out when I was, I don't know, 12, 13. Mom smoked diet. Mom drank diet sodas all the time. And if mom drank diet sodas, guess what I was drinking? Yeah, because we couldn't have regular sodas in the house because she drank those. So I drank diet soda. I found this, and she did the work and looked at it for me and found out that we'd have to drink 100 cases of diet soda a day for our body weight, a day, every single day for a year, in order to reach the levels that the laboratory mice were being subjected to. Do you think that they wanted to find that it caused cancer? Do you think somebody paid them to find that it caused cancer, so they just kept upping one of the conditions until they reached the they hit the ridiculous power button? It's going to ridiculous power. Yeah, they did. They don't want the science to be right. They want a headline. Okay, it's witch hunt, and it's all it's ever be. And we need, God, it's gonna bug me all day. And we need to be aware that that's what they're doing. when you see something come out, immediately pour a ton of salt on it. If you can, do the research yourself. Don't rely on me posting on a forum, on somebody else posting on a forum to tell you what the science methodology was. Find out for yourself and then find out if it is in fact dangerous. So this was not at all where I was going with my first episode, but I don't mind that I went there. I'll talk about my personal story in a later one, but since I'm now coming up on almost a quarter of an hour talking my brains out, let's take a vape. And do my first review. Sorry, I had to take 2 vapes there. Alright, I'll probably cut that out. And if I don't, sorry you had to watch that. First review will be an e-juice review. Third reason, before I get to the review, I want to do this is that I'm thinking that people my age, and I'm older than a lot of people doing reviews out there, I have a different perspective on vaping and vape culture and the vape industry. I can look at it from a young person's perspective because I'm young at heart, and I did 27 years in the military and had to deal with young people in work environments and social environments a lot more than most people my age. Unless you're constantly getting refreshed with fresh-faced 18 and 19-year-olds in job positions, like you're a manager at McDonald's and have been for 30 years. You don't have the perception as you get older of what young people are doing. So I have that perception, that perspective, that perspective on things, and I also have the perspective that age gives me. I'm 47 now, almost 48. That means the big 50 is a ways off, and that needs to be the vaping industry's target market. I'm sorry, but it's great that you're getting kids off of cigarettes and turning them into, and I mean kids 18 to 25. Okay, I'm not talking about like kids, children. But if you're 24, you're a kid to me. Sorry, that's the way it is. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that's the way it is. Get off my lawn! We need to have more voices in my demographic here because if we're going to stop the regulation, we have to get the people who vote, and unfortunately 18 to 25-year-olds as a body are less inclined to go to the ballot box than people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. And if we want to stop these regulations and taxes and all the other stuff, we need to get people my age into vaping. So enough about me and why I'm doing this. Let's get up to the juice review. The first juice I'm going to review, and I don't know if you noticed my stealth putting on the tank. I'm going to try and do all tank reviews because dripping, while more better all the way around for you young folk with the buildings of your coils and Rewicken and standard stapled Clapton dual helix coils rated at 0.0002 ohm. For a 50-year-old, it's going to be a little intimidating to build their own coil. And if the flavor is different on a coil build, I don't want to test it on a coil build. I want to test on something that they will be using, that you will be using, because I'm talking to you, my demographic, you old folk, you. No, I seriously crack myself up sometimes, and I don't know why. Anyway, review time. E-liquid. This is from the bakery, and actually the website is the bakery vapors.com. This is called Fluffernutter. It is 0.3 milligram. It has a nice little safety warning on it. Warning, contains nicotine, keep away from children, blah, 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 do not swallow. I like to see that. They have the proposition whatever for California, because everything causes cancer, is known to the state of California to cause cancer. You know what? The city of Los Angeles needs to have an addendum to their signs to say Proposition 2015. The air in the city of Los Angeles is known to the state of California to cause cancer. Enter at your own risk. Thanks, California. If you want to keep putting warning labels on stuff, put it on stuff that really matters to the people in California. Okay? Stop trying to put stuff on labels to get it sold in your twigs and berry state, okay, nuts and fruit state, that makes it sound dangerous everywhere else. Yes, crap causes cancer. Anything you do in excess causes cancer. I get it. I totally get it. Okay, but people in glass houses shouldn't be throwing stones. Okay, because I lived south of LA for a while, and man, I would much rather be in a room filled with this all day than walk outside in downtown Los Angeles. Now, granted, this was 10 years ago, so maybe you guys have done, miraculous thing reducing your greenhouse emissions. I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. That was nasty, nasty, nasty air quality when I lived there. Everything else was great. Don't get me wrong, I liked it, but the air quality. Get a proposition sign to put up on you're entering Orange County, you're entering anywhere in that friggin' basin, because that crap will kill you. So this is Fluffernutter from the bakery. I can't find the VGPG on here, which is where I'll look for it. I don't look for it on the website. Put it on the bottle if you want me to tell people what it is. If it's not a bottle, it doesn't matter. I'm going to rate it as if it's mystery liquid. According to their website, I will read this from the website. Fluffernutter is punch your taste buds in the face with one of Grandma Judy's sweet and rich butterscotch cream fluff bars. Now, the shop where I bought this at, so e-liquid. I've got nothing doing in the vaping field right now. Not selling anything. Where I bought this at, the owner asked me, "Do I like peanut butter?" And I said yes, because I was going to get a surprise bottle. Let him pick something that's good, and he'll usually give me something that's new and have me try out and get back to him. So he asked me if I like peanut butter. I said yes. And it's not peanut butter at all. It's butterscotch, which I find kind of ironic. I'll have to go back and tell him. So the way I test juice is first you smell it. And now that I know it's butterscotch, it smells butterscotchy. I probably could find some peanut butter notes in there too, but that's all scorched, butter scorched with some sugar added in. That's where butterscotch comes from, if you didn't know that. The way I will test a liquid is to run it up the watt scale. I'll start at 10 watts because and like 5 watts. This is sub ohm coil in here. It's a 0.2, so it's not really going to taste like much at 10 watts. At 5, so at 5 watts, it'll taste like nothing. So let's give it a hit. Super fire. Check Addy. What? Hang on. Technical difficulties. Danger. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. So it told me to check my atomizer, so I'm going to check my atomizer. Holy shit, I had no idea that came out. Wow. I'm going to label this mistakes with Sue. I'll be right back. And I'm back. Okay, I had the coil up a little too high. In fact, way too high. Trying to expose more wick, and it wasn't touching the bottom post. And then when I unscrewed it, it all went sideways on me. Everything started coming apart. So, and I couldn't get the coil out, so I needed to go grab some rubber grippers. Anyway, 10 watt. I'm getting a kind of an undefined VG taste in there. VG, if you didn't know, vegetable glycerin contributes to a lot of the sweetness in natural sweetness in vaping. That's why a lot of people will just vape unflavored, because even unflavored is kind of sweet. So it didn't taste the greatest. So I'm bumping it up to 20. Twenty's kind of meh. Still getting undefinable sweet flavor. Tasting a little bit more like the fluff in it. And if you don't know what fluff is, it's like the liquid marshmallow ish stuff that you spread on. It's disgusting. I don't like marshmallows. But I do like peanut butter. Thanks. I do like butterscotch too, so I'll keep going with this. $25 watts, no change. Obviously, as I increase the vapors getting the vapors getting more. Stop that. 30 watts. All right, I'm getting some of the cream. Some of the cream fluff. I'm not picking up a whole lot of butterscotch yet, but I'll know more once I get it up to 40. Because if it doesn't burn, which is the issue that I run into, if it doesn't burn, then the higher the wattage, the more intense the flavor. But some flavors are not meant to be intense. So you find that sweet spot where it's good flavor, it's not intense, it's just right for you, and that's where you keep it at. And that's why on these mods they have memories. So right now I'm on 30. I'll kick it up 30. Memory 5 is 40. I'll drop it back down right now to go. I thought I dropped it back down to go to 35. Just because I like to do it in 5-watt increments, and you can further fine tune from there. I've never found a need to. 35. Alright, let's try it again. Okay, not burnt yet. Going up to 40. Cream. Lots of cream. Lots of VG taste. Going up to 45. Which is usually where I find that starts tasting burned for me. Let me go up to 50. Maybe. Hmm. 55. Getting a lot more of the butter taste. It's not doesn't have quite a butterscotch flavor to me. It's like butter and cream, which is not necessarily sweet cream. Not necessarily a bad flavor, but it's not what I consider a butterscotch flavor. Mm. Yeah, even with the French inhales, I'm not getting butterscotch notes. All right, going where no man has gone before. 60 watts. Now, this is an IPv2, supposedly. Uh, it has a hardware upgrade that can turn it above 60 watts to 70. If anybody knows how to do this, please leave me some instructions in the comments, because I can't figure it out ever since Asmodus stopped their partnership with Pioneer for You. Uh, that link doesn't work anymore. I can download the control panel, but I can't download the patch. So, anybody out there has it? Look a brother up, would you? Alright, 60 watts. There, there's a butterscotch. There's a butterscotch, and I'm using a 0.2 ohm coil, so that makes sense. That the higher the wattage, the longer it's going to take for the vapor to get to its full flavor potential. Rating 1 to 10 scale, I'd give this a solid 5. Yeah, it's kind of middle of the road. It's definitely not an all-day vape for me. right now, but I'll give you a feedback on it later. I'll bake the whole bottle and come back and tell you folks what I thought of it, because my palate changes a lot as I vape different products. You know, some products that I thought I didn't like at first, after I vaped it for a bit, a couple 3 days, you know, it really started to grow on me. I really liked it. Things that I thought I liked immediately, you know, 2 3 days in, I can't finish the bottle because it's just got some off note that I can't stand anymore. So, all right, friends, that's it for me. This is Sue signing off.